knows that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
You're welcome back. This is Election Matters on MITV. Well, Doctor, what do you think the consequences of the incompetence of INEC would be?
You don't need a prophet to tell you the consequences in terms of image, in terms of competence, and in terms of the despondency that have eroded into the majority of the Nigerian electorate, even observers. For I think the consequence tells you that yes, you still have to go and prepare on what to do for the next election. And how do you prepare this with the same people, the same resources?
The people's problem. That's what Mr. T just said. Well, we just saw the Lagos State Governor, Governor Sanwo-Olu, casting his vote, and we also saw Jandor. But he said security needs to be beefed up. And from the reports that we're getting, it's obvious that we need the security officers to do their work. You can't just go there and stand there. Some polling booths don't even have any security officers at all, and that's a problem because
it's late. They should have been there from morning. Dawn. Yes. They should have been there.
Well, from some reports, they actually were there, but they left, and that's not fair. And then, so how do you now say you're not working in collaboration with INEC to rig the elections? Because that's what anybody's going to say. So how does how would the security take themselves away from this rigging equation, Mr. T?
I think we have.
How would they?
We would have had a very good opportunity today to show to the world that we're still
get
there.
It right, yes.
Very right. But these reports coming from our own voices, which were authentic, and also reports coming from the field for people who are concerned citizens, have gone ahead to show us that a lot still needs to be done.
And they're willing to even send pictures.
The INEC officials are there, no problem, right? The voters are there, no problem. Where are the security checks? Where are they?
Because they would have made all the difference. Actually.
Yeah, even if you have the security present at that moment, what is the fact? What was the rules of engagement? What was the definition given to them?
Well, that they shouldn't carry guns. They shouldn't shoot.
Carry guns.
Yeah, but they're being there.
Their presence could.
Like the man that was slapped, they could have stopped them. Well, it may not have happened. Should have stopped them. Allow him to cast his vote.
Or have you not seen a situation whereby, I'm just trying to play the
devil's advocate.
A situation whereby, even if you want to save a life, you save yourself first before you know how, so that you will not be vulnerable to.
Doctor, it's not even if you want to.
So
you have to save yourself first to be able to save.
When I say if, because the guy there is standing, the security man is standing, he doesn't even have a battle.
Okay, that's.
He doesn't have anything. And a group of thugs or a group of people or miscreants just invaded the polling booth. What can one person?
I don't think he doesn't have anything. Perhaps he has tear gas or something.
I'm just trying to simulate a situation.
Yes.
So if those ones are not there, so how do you do? Because the equation you provided, the equation you put is that they can be an accessory to the act of what happened. It's possible. Accessory to the act.
Yes,
to my language, it's accessory.
I like your choice of
thought.
Yeah, so that goes back to where?
Yeah.
It falls back to INEC. The security men are there under the composite direction of INEC template. Even though they may come from their various agencies and the rest. I still go back to INEC. My own problem is just that the umpire have not been able to play his role. It's just like in the game of football we were talking about FIFA. FIFA organized or CAF organized. The referee, the players, everybody, spectators, even those around, they are not falling under the guidelines given by FIFA or CAF for that game.
Yes.
So if you are not playing to that rules, what does that tell you? That is the question. So nobody is playing to the rules. It's so sad. It's so disheartening.
It's disheartening.
It's
That's the
so
word.
sad
It's
because
disheartening.
at this point in time, we have 7 days to launder our image. We have 7 days to restore hope, to restore that expectation that this is a great nation.
We had 7 days or 14
I think
days.
we have. I think
we had 14
Is it
days.
14 days?
When-
Yes,
when
2
does-
weeks.
Oh, okay.
The voting
Let me
closes
listen.
when? Today?
So
We have few hours.
somebody called that they have not even seen the INEC official and they are polling
They are
units.
polling
And they are
units.
closing in a few hours.
Few
So
hours
what happened to
time.
those
Few
that group
hours
of
time
people?
we're
So I
closing.
didn't disenfranchise. So what are we talking about? We are finding a situation whereby we don't have anywhere, no place to hide.
We had 14 days between the
place to
presidential
hide.
Yes.
election and now.
Okay. I
And that's
just
enough
use that.
time,
Enough
you know,
time.
for us to have said,
That
okay,
was-
let's get our acts together.
That was the
And
So
we
that we
had,
can
and we
deliver on our
had 4
promises.
years from the time we finished
finish the last,
last
election
election.
to plan.
to plan for this one.
And we have another thing. So for me, it's a total failure.
That's why I said that
One of
whatever
the
it is we
umpire.
discuss now
Yes.
is not for now
It's
any
for
longer.
tomorrow.
It's for the future.
We have INEC offices all over the federation. We now have INEC liaison offices all over the local government. Why didn't we get it? Even with the confirmation of the ad hoc staff. So what went wrong? You and I should ask. Talk less for the frontal cities like in the north, back in Bangui, Maradi.
We don't know what's happening there.
We don't know. We need to
or
get re- we actually need to get
in my
reports from
area,
there.
or in the
Yes.
other area, Shaki area, with
We
the
don't
Benin
know what is
Republic.
happening
We
there.
don't even know what is happening.
Yes, we need
there.
to know what's
we only
happening
confine
there.
ourselves to
Yes,
what we
this
are
is
seeing.
Lagos.
So this is only Lagos
this
we are
is
talking
Lagos.
about. So
Yeah, but
most
we
of
want
this
calls
can
to
be
come in from
translated.
there.
Yeah, I received somebody from from Ghana who sent a person in from Accra. So the issue we are worried is that the whole world look at Nigeria as a model. The strongest of Africa is Nigeria. If you don't get it right, and you are not being able to get it right at this moment, it's going to be sad. So we are going to have another level of despondency for the next 4 years preparing an election. So what will be the participation? What do you do at the participation?
We've not set the
So
pace.
we have not set the pace. We have not seen anything. Because this election was full of expectation. The expectation was high.
Was
There
high.
was a total participation
I
from
had.
everybody, as far as you're in Nigeria or
Interestingly, I had.
you're a friend of Nigeria, you participated in this election. I expected that this process should have been seamless, go through it gradually, and finish it. At least have 60% to 70% score. So you can say, fine, anyone person who you will declare winner, yes, actually you deserve
You
it.
deserve to have won.
And we applaud, we shake hands, okay, let's prepare for the next time. But not when there's intimidation, you are slapping people. Not that there's intimidation, you are snatching, but not intimidation, you are telling it's not an indigene of where it's coming from. It doesn't make sense.
But don't you think that
Doesn't make
that
sense.
whichever party is it that wins wouldn't be looking at it from your angle?
No, but of course. I'm
If
sorry.
it's
Yeah,
in
but of
their
course,
favor, the glass will be half full, not half empty.
I'm
in their
going to
case.
be happy.
Of course.
If you get me,
You
yeah.
know, so as much as
I may not gloat over it.
Yeah.
But I will be very happy, right?
yes, that it worked in your favor.
In my favor.
You work in your favor, and that is it. And the man who, and the person, group of persons who are using a man as a representation of group of persons, and who works in his favor, when he gets there, what does he expect him to do? Return on investment.
Anyway.
Okay, let's take this call and then.
Return on investment.
Hello.
Hello,
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tony calling from
Calling from. You need to turn down the volume of your television set. It's not working, sir. Okay. We need to. Just in case you want to be part of this program, you need to call us. You need to turn down the volume of your television set so that we can hear you. You know, I know you want to hear yourself, but we want to hear you too. So please turn down the volume of your television set. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
Can you turn down the volume of your television set?
Turn it off. Turn it off.
I mean, the line is cut off. Okay, so we hope we get another chance in the next election to to prove, because we can't be talking.
This is critical.
Well, but what can we do? Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
I'm very happy that this radio station that is hearing good news. Unlike other stations, I'm calling Mr. Francis, calling from Ojulubega.
Okay.
So I commend you because we hear what we want to hear. In other stations, you continue hearing that everything is normal, is good, is God. So I commend you. And the truth is that even where I put it,
Oh, we lost that.
the officials, the security officials, they are there. But you see something happening, they will just eyes up. As I said, they don't know what is happening. So I don't know when we will get it right. All this problem continues. It's exactly what happened during the presidential that is also happening now. So we are disappointed. We are completely disappointed. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that contribution. I mean, there's really nothing as bad as being disappointed. Because when your hope is like your hopes being dashed, and that's not a good one. Mentally, it's not good. Emotionally, it's not even better.
Don't have has a customer ever complained to you, directly to you? The service you offer them bad. You've seen the fight, the annoyance on the customer's face.
Well, I have seen.
Sure, that's a bit of what you're saying.
I think like what we have seen from the feelers, when we are reacting to the feelers, we are getting
To get it.
We are even those on the field and away from it.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm Tony calling from Ojulubega.
Okay, you're calling back. You need to turn down the volume of your television set.
Put it off.
Or put it off.
Put it off.
Put it off completely.
I've done it.
Okay, so now we can talk. What's going on at your end, Ojodu Burger?
The area is calm, but the only problem we are experiencing is the line of the food.
You need to talk louder. You need to talk louder, sir.
APC are buying food to 2,000 naira. And the next one they are doing now is buy and collect mineral, Pepsi or bottled water. At Akiode Central Mosque, in front of Akiode Central Mosque, you can send person to there to witness it. At the polling booth there, beside the polling booth, there's a blue drum filled there, loaded with mineral and bottled water. Vote APC and collect mineral and little. That is what is going on in this my vicinity. And the turnout is very low. People coming out is very low. People are not coming out as usual. Due to the last election embarrassment that after you voted, the other thing was announced. That's why people are not coming out. The turnout is too low, but if the little one like him, they are probably done with 2,000 and a bottle of mineral and pure water. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that report. Well, I think that's even better. At least you have a choice not to take the mineral and the beer, and then you can vote who you want to.
The question I'm asking, do you allow those type of inducement within the periphery of
It is wrong. It is totally wrong. What I'm saying, they're not.
But would you collect it to go and
to
rape your conscience
because of a bottle of beer? That's what I'm saying. Also,
it's it's very, very. I don't know if I don't have any other adjective to describe this issue.
No, we have a people issue. I've always said
and we've said it that's the problem.
Institutional problem. We have people problem.
Yes.
We
It's
have
not
people
only those of
problem.
the followership too.
That's the people, sir. That's the
These are the
people.
people. The
That's the
followership.
people.
The people. Because
That's
if
the
every person
people.
rises and says, no, I'm not going to collect your bottle of mineral, soft drinks, and
You can
and,
stand
you
up
can
and say
stand up
no.
and vote the
and
person you
vote for
want
the
to
right
vote. That's what I just said.
intimidation.
Take
That's
a
what
walk.
I said.
That's
I'll
exactly
take a
what I
walk.
said.
But for me, why do you even have that thing around that premise? It's an inducement.
But we can't control it. We cannot control it because we don't have
Control it.
security officers there. So if there are security, we would be able to control it. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
We've left the station. We're not voting in VGC. We decided we won't vote.
Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from, please?
Well, my name is Chidi Chidingoka, VGC.
Okay.
We're not voting.
Why are you not voting?
Well, because INEC moved the polling station to outside the gate, so it's an illegal location, and the lawyers say anything we do there will not count. So the advice we got was we won't vote until they relocate the polling units back to where they should be.
Do you think there's any hope for that to be done today?
know, but well, we don't know. We've stood our ground so far, and they too, they stood their ground. So we're watching.
So
We're watching. We're hoping that they would see reason. Because those beavers, we understand that geolocated. So if you take the beavers for VGC and you take it elsewhere, then it's of no use.
but it will work somewhere else. Will it work? But they can put in.
They have
Code.
code.
The code.
They have code.
Who puts in the code?
I know.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So if they take it to somewhere else, put in the code and get the numbers that they want.
Well, we don't know. All we know is that the lawyer said anything will do outside the polling unit.
My question is that what will be the impact of that zone on the result?
Sorry?
He said, what will be the impact of that zone
For
on the?
refusing to vote.
Yes, I mean, well, if it's not legal, I mean,
If
they're
it's not
settling in
legal,
court.
there's nothing we can do.
Yes.
I mean, we have our polling location in VGC, and they can't shift it without informing us.
And the last election was held in that your normal polling unit.
Yes, it was.
But INEC claims that they didn't have free access, and
To
they
the
didn't
gates,
have
that the gates
yes
were locked.
that the
We've
gates
given
were.
them everything they want now. They want access codes, we've given them. They want assurance for their staff, we've given them.
As you speak, are there officials there? INEC officials, are they there?
Yeah, they're there. They're waiting on. They've been there since 8.
Okay, they're still on ground.
Any official explanation?
But have they said anything other than the fact that they didn't have access before, they didn't have a space or whatever?
We've given them
everything that they want.
needed, all their concerns.
But now that has been resolved, what are they saying now?
They're not saying anything.
So they're saying they're still not coming in.
Yes.
Was that the original plan before? Do you know if that was the plan to disenfranchise members of
We
the
don't-
VGC?
We don't know. We went to our normal polling station and arranged it the way we normally would, with seats and everything and a station for them. And they said they were outside and they won't vote inside. So we've left them there. Maybe they'll find something, they'll talk to their supervisor and tell us what they decided. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chidi Ndoka. Thank you for this contribution. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
Okay then.
Let's take another call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
That's me.
Yes. Who am I speaking? Can you turn down? Can you put up your television set?
Yeah, where am I calling? They're calling from Mushi.
From where? Mushi.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. What's going on in Mushi?
My name is James.
James. Thank you for calling. How is Mushi?
Mushi, they know that some people is not voting. They are shouting if you are able. They are not voting for APC. They won't let you vote. And before you put your hand in that place, you don't put OT openly. There is no secret place. You must still do it. I went to almost 6 polling units.
They're
There is
doing-
county there, nobody is voting there. It's so embarrassing.
But we got reports, Yinka Ken, but that was quite early in the
Early
day.
in the
That was
day,
early in
yeah,
the day.
that
Yinka
was
Kenny
Yinka,
was,
yeah.
yes, in Mushi area, and she said everything seemed, was peaceful at the time.
In my side, there is nothing,
Where is
nothing
your
like that.
side?
Where is your side?
If you come West Street, Mushi local government, West Street,
West
West Street,
Way Street in Mushi.
Yes.
Okay.
And on that side, many are with only have food there.
How is the Ladipo area?
And the same thing, that side is same thing.
Olori Shogo.
Olorun Shogo, all those places. Idioro area. Is it the same thing happening there? Do you know?
No, I don't know about that.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. We appreciate it. Well, the VGC one is a peculiar one. That's a completely different problem entirely. It's not about the tribe. It's not about the vote buying. It's about moving the goalpost, taking it to someone in the middle of the game. So how do we resolve that kind of thing?
Fela say if you don't go feel cry, you laugh. That's why I just laughed. I did it. At this point in time, honestly speaking, there's nothing practical that can be done. Nothing can be done.
It's too late.
It's too late at this point in time. And now, the interpretation will be given is that this group of electorate in rebellious, they rise against the establishment by saying no to what was proposed to them. But the other side of the field, we are looking at our polling booth was here. Yes, I agree. Prior to the election, INEC said that there are some polling booths that were moved out and merged into another location. That explanation was given. But it's not in between the middle of the process that you now say that you are moving it from the where it was to another without an explanation.
That's what I'm going. Even if that
So
was
this is
done
the
now,
issue.
they should
Yeah.
have explained
There
to them
should have
why.
been an explanation.
Yes.
There's a CDA, there's a community. They are living in community clusters. So you should be able to explain, gentlemen, chairman, this is why we are moving it. Then they will be able to get back to their people that, look, this is what happened. So we move again. Because while they are suspecting a lot of illegality, they even have the feeling, from what the lady said, is that those people may even be unknown INEC.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
There's a possibility.
There's a lot of
possibility,
unknown
yeah.
people. Unknown situation.
There is a possibility.
So for their own security or for whatever, they will have not decided, in fact, you cannot go to that place. That is why there's that type of resentment. There's that type of what the friend called dissusman. That is that hardship, not that hard stand of not moving to a particular. No, I take my stand. This is why. But it's so sad that we are going to be disenfranchised, and at the same time, you also have the result from that particular houses. How do you compete? I still go back to the same kind of issue. I think the bane of this election was
Yeah.
the bane. Because we can see the feelers we are having.
Yeah.
It's not too fair. This is just a Lagos angle.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
What has happened to Ogun State?
I wish we can
What's
get.
happening
Yeah, I
to
wish we
Oyo?
could get reports
What's
from
happening to
from
Kwara?
Ogun State.
And
Let's
other
see.
areas.
Yeah. Even
Yes,
the
we need
north,
to.
the north.
So we need to get a Calabar,
north.
Cross River, Akwa Ibom. What is
Yeah, even
happening?
the north.
Yes.
We need to get some of this feedback to enable us to understand that really this is what is going on. Because it's so disheartening that at this particular time, you've not been able to get. The break was enough time for you to repair. It was like a damage repair, which at the end of the day, we never damaged the repair, rather we aggravated the
We lost that
damage.
opportunity.
We lost the
it.
opportunity.
We lost
That
it.
was the only chance we
We
had.
lost it.
This was our chance to make us known to the world that yes, this is a Nigerians are credible people. Where our green passports will have a high level of.
Honestly, if we had,
I feel so sad.
yes,
It's
if
so
we had
sad.
seized the moment,
This
you
was
know,
the
to
moment.
make that name for
Yes,
ourselves,
this is high.
Nigeria would have been
Yes.
placed on a
Up
completely
there. Even
different
the way
pedestal
they-
from
even
where
the way they treat our citizens
it
will
would
have changed.
honestly.
Because now they treat us as a composite bunch of people.
It was the opportunity.
who violate the truth. You know,
I think we
that
lost
is just
this
the
chance.
problem.
We lost this chance.
With all these reports and with the
Yeah.
international
So-
observers, you know,
So it's so
we're
sad.
going to go back with an
I
impression.
think I never prepared for this election the way they made us to believe. When the chairman told the whole world in the press conference prior to the 25th of February that INEC is ready, Beavers is the game changer. 68 times press conference to the whole world, and every person was ready. You can see the number of observers
We
that
actually
came.
looked forward.
The number of observers that came for this Nigerian election has never recorded.
Eminent personalities.
Yeah, it has
Yes.
never been recorded in any election in
Ex-presidents.
Africa. So
Ex-head
it's so,
of state.
it's so worrisome that we got the bubble busted in that point. And this was a damage repair in this Goba that we are not being able to rise up. Mostly, it's worrisome. Then the question is that where do we go from here now? Back to the drawing board, which is almost
I
full.
think
That's
there
the
should be-
question.
extension.
There should be a complete.
So we need to look
overhaul.
at arrow 2. It's not the arrow 1 I said, the
Yeah.
arrow 2, the people within that institution. How are they being recruited?
people.
How are they being oriented? And communications.
That's it.
These are the issues. Who is communicating what? What are being the script? What is the bus stop at whose
Table.
Table. Is the
Who
chairman.
takes the blame?
He has to
Go
I
to
mean,
the
who
chairman,
takes the blame?
And he should be able to
He
tell
has
us,
to take the blame.
tell Nigeria
I'm
that
sorry.
this is what I've done, this is how it is. Telling us that people want to hack in Asia, hacking, even election are vulnerable to hacking. I agree. But then you have to put your own wares into your system so that you protect your environment, but give Nigeria credible election. I am telling you, there's a lot of despondency going on there. A lot of people have been battered, some have lost their life. You saw the video where somebody was kill in Akwa Palace, Azo, and many others that are not
Yeah.
translated into this discussion. It's so sad. So where do we go from here?
Do you think that the INEC, that the authorities are taking Nigerians for granted? Would you say so?
I wouldn't say so, but the pointers are there, because as students back in the day, we are told to always think analysis, think a solution. There must be a solution to every situation. The door is not opening. Why isn't that door opening?
What can we do
What
to
can
open
we
the
do
door?
to open the door? Okay,
And how?
unscrew the bolt and bring it out. We screw it back here. These are things. But I personally am going to a point where I look at what's happening and I shudder to think, can there be connivance?
That's what I said. I mean,
Can somebody
could seem so.
deliberately put things together for it to fail? Can it
You
deliberately
want to
fail the
wonder.
process? No, we can't do that. We can't. So
We can't or we
want-
shouldn't do that.
No, you know why I'm still believing we cannot do that? Okay, fine, I'm coming. Somebody must talk. Somebody's got to say something from the institution that we're talking about. Somebody's going to come out. Where are the spokesmen? Where are they? You know, from the beginning of this discussion, we talked about communication. It's not something that you have to go to India to bring.
But Mr. T, why I said it should, don't forget that we've done the presidential election. And there's someone who represents this institution that we speak about.
Yes.
What has been that person's stand? How has it bettered has it bettered the process? We've had 14 days, even after that. The mistakes that were made were supposed to be, learned from, okay, such that we would have, a better outing this time.
Good.
Unfortunately, here we are, back to square one, even if not worse. And then you start to wonder, so does anybody feel that he or she is obliged to the Nigerians to tell the Nigerian people exactly why things have gone that way and take full responsibility for it?
Does anybody take full responsibility? Explain to Nigerians communication too.
It's communication.
We're still saying the same thing.
Yeah, but you see,
Because for me, this is what I believe. We are probably few hours to the end of today's voting.
Yeah.
Nothing can be done. I don't see where the magic is coming from. VGC issue, okay?
that's it.
For example, VGC issue for me is still very. I don't live there. I always have friends who live there. But the fact is, that's a very peculiar case
It's a peculiar one.
where
like
you
I
are being told, you did it here last week, but you are not doing it here this week. Why?
I don't understand.
Come there and come and do it. Why? But somebody must explain things to people.
Yeah, that is what we.
That's what you're coming. Sorry, talking about you're coming back to what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, communication is good. You don't get to understand things if they're not communicated to you.
Yes.
But in a situation where someone believes that I don't owe these people any form of communication, that's where the problem is. And we're saying, don't you think that, the Nigerians are being taken for granted because some people, they just don't, if they don't want to, they don't want to. It is what it is. That's the attitude. But it's wrong.
I'm getting to what you are saying. The attitude is an attitudinal
The attitude.
issue, whereby once you are in a position in this country or anywhere,
You feel
that you are primus inter pares, you are first among people, you are above the law. That is what you're trying to look at that. But the question you and I keep on saying is that we talk about the people there, communication. Prior to this election, I believe there must be a template. There must be a dossier, a checklist of where this one goes wrong, we do this. Where this do that is the work plan, planogram. We expected us to have that. And now, things are going on the way. Somebody ought to tell us that this is what went wrong.
Yeah.
And the people feel that they are not responsible to you. That is what Green is saying. They are not willing to even tell you whether you take it yes or no. But these are the taxpayers' money. This money which we are being used to pay them are from the taxes deducted from
small money.
These people. And we are putting so much money, 300 and something billion naira. We're in a situation whereby people have no potable water, where the health facilities not working, where the roads are high level of insecurity, where people are hungry, where unemployment is rising up, where the school systems are not, public schools are not functioning, including the private schools, which have just made cash cow.
No health centers.
No health center, where people are now
Nothing
rising,
works.
where there's a high rate of divorce and marriage separation because of the tensions in the land. And this was an opportunity for people to know, okay, fine, let us replant this country again. Then the umpire came and scored an own goal.
It's an expensive joke, you know.
Yes. INEC scored Nigeria
It's
own
an
goal.
expensive joke.
Score our own goal. But the question you and I keep on asking is that we don't have to lose hope. There's still a lot of people in this country who can put this thing to shape. But the desire and the willingness. The woman that was slapped at the polling booth, the woman that was stabbed at the polling booth, the man that could not even cure because it's not from, they say, ethnicity. How does it go?
The non-indigenous.
How do they go to
Non-indigenous.
translate such to their families?
Non-indigenous.
Then what do you think is going to be the outcome? And there's an institution independently established, independently monitored, independently there to liaise with us and give us an understanding, and it has been polarized in this type of situation. What is the expectation? Quel espoir? What is the expectation?
I wish we could get reports from outside the southwest,
yes,
outside the
that's
south,
it.
so that we can know this non-indigent thing.
We need to
is-
balance
is
the
worrisome.
balance. Yes.
It's
It's
worrisome.
worrisome.
We need to be
It's
able to
worrisome.
be clear,
Sensitizing
get a
people
clearer
to
picture
what
on
to
it.
be here.
You don't suppose to.
There.
It has never come to our Nigerian election in anywhere you are voting, despite the fact that time there will be some crisis in the election between 1999. These ones are voting
It's not
higher.
been this
But it has not come to this area where we
yes,
as
yes,
so
yes.
franchise in this
There's an
level.
effrontery. There's
In
an
this level.
effrontery in this level.
Effrontery,
Yeah.
I agree.
as if you are above the law, nothing will happen
Yes.
to me.
But
That is the
these
situation we are
these
finding.
so-called non-indigens, when they give the states a lot of revenue,
Yeah.
nobody realizes at that time that they are non-indigens. So why is it now? Because I still don't get this non-indigen thing
Maybe we need to look for the definition of a non-indigenous in this context.
in this context.
Yes. In
It has
this
to be
context,
redefined or further explained.
Further
It should be
explain.
something we need
No,
to
further, we
research.
already know, it already has a definition.
a
So,
definition.
but in this context, perhaps it should be further explained. Yes.
So for me, I think what we can do at this moment in time is that let's wait for the composite process
We have to wait.
to get a conclusion. I will not say logical conclusion. It can be logical depending on where you are standing. To a conclusion. Then you now look at it. How polarized was it?
Yeah.
Is it have been polarized? What are the antecedents towards this situation that got it to me? I can't get the feedback maybe down from my village in Ediba, in Cross River. I don't know what they are doing there. Because the same in those I remember, people used to snatch the bus and jump into the river because my place is from the river. But now we are not seeing that type of situation. That's where they told us beavers were the game changer. But now that it's not there, we can now see party rice and water
and
being
beer
kept at
and
one
mineral.
side. That tells you this is stomach is. You know, I use the expression stomach.
Yes.
This stomach is the syndrome. It's a syndrome that you take it in for the moment, you sell it out.
For 4 years. For
4
another
years.
4
Then you
years.
still come back to lament to the
And
same
you lament.
situation
It's your
and tell you that my
conscience.
representative is not doing well for me.
It's
Have
your
you forgotten
conscience.
what he has spent on you? This is the problem. So it become a boomerang effect. So the followership has a problem.
And the turnout,
And this is what-
this
the turnout
time.
is very poor.
I mean, everybody keeps saying it's
Turnout
very
is
poor,
poor.
and it's
poor.
a function
Let's wait for the
of the
figures.
presidential election.
No, people got their
Let's
bubble
wait for the
busted.
figures.
Yes.
Let's wait for the
Let's wait for the
Okay,
figures.
let's wait for the
and,
figures.
we don't know.
Yes,
When the
how
figures come in.
how
Yeah.
far it is from. Let's take this call. Hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, my name is Jerry calling from Utica.
From where?
Utica.
No, we didn't quite get that. You need to speak a little louder.
Utica.
Ojodu
Ojodu
Bega.
Berger. Okay, we already got a report from there. What's going on at your end?
Those dogs, they use false announcing the rules with that if are not voting for APC, don't even make any attempt to vote to polling unit. So it is only APC people that they are allowed to vote. All other stuff we are inside, we are not going anywhere. That is what is happening as a whole.
Ojodu as a whole.
Yes,
Have you been everywhere
Have you
there?
been everywhere?
yes, as a whole. There is like false the troops around the area announcing they are not voting for it, it will make any attempt to go in here following this news. So,
Thank you very much.
One guy.
Well, thank you very much. Well, if this is what is happening, if it is true, and that's so much disregard.
If it is true.
That's why I said if it is true, we have to be
Yes,
careful.
yeah,
that
if it is true,
true.
it is
That
true.
is so much disregard in a bus, going round announcing, that they must vote
And
for
the
particular
bus,
party.
why is it circulating? Why is the bus moving?
Moving around.
When there's decision of movement.
You see, these
They
are the kind
not
of
on
things that,
electoral process.
I mean, if this
They are
is
not
true,
in-
these are the kind of things that tire one out.
Yes.
And these are things that tire what a human being out, and they just don't want to
Yes,
be
intense.
part of it. I remember Mr. T and I talking, off camera, and he said, he doesn't want to discuss politics. Do you blame such a man? But here he is in the thick of discussing politics. In the thick of
actually,
politics itself.
You get me involved because that's why I talk sports. Because I don't want to start thinking because
There's politics in sports.
There's
As
politics.
a matter of fact, there's politics.
Someone told me,
this point?
someone said to me that there's politics everywhere.
Everywhere.
Even this
Families,
morning,
even
even
in
in families. And then when the man was saying there's politics even in the home, I now remember a cousin of mine. Each time I talk about the children, she asks me, so who do you like best? And you know what? It always changes. She said today, so I feel it's a social person like this. You know why I'm saying that? Because so. She's a loving cousin of mine, Auntie Dara. She's just on my neck. Tomorrow is a different person. I think you love, and I'm not answering anybody because that is politics for me. I love all of them.
Politics
It's
everywhere.
everywhere.
so
One has to be careful.
I think what puts me in, I said I was going to discuss it. The
Yes.
political structures and processes
yes,
are not finely stated in this country.
yeah.
There is still a quagmire. There's confusion. Do you know, sometimes I sit back and I said to a friend of mine, I said, down this street where we've been staying for 3 years, if you are asked to choose somebody, just somebody to act as a leader of this street, do we need to vote? And he said, we don't have to go. There are about 100 and something occupants of that. He said, I just saw my eyes allergy now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
What I'm driving at is that this is the most expensive thing I have seen. You broke it down. People need food, people need whatever, people need jobs, children must go to school, hospitals nowhere to be found, clinics, but we are spending these billions on what?
You see, like we said, democracy in our own
Beavers.
background is very expensive. We have over 20 million children out of school. And now we are here in a situation we are practicing a democratic process whereby it's so expensive without an effective result. Now, how do we juxtapose that to the expectation of a child under 005 and 5 to 6 to 18 coming up? This is where we are. It's so expensive. We have state of assemblies. We have House of
Hold on,
Reps. We have
representatives.
Senate.
And we
All
are
of them
paying them.
go there. It's not done as a part-time job. It's done as a professional job. That is because
Yes.
it's
They
done.
get paid.
Why can't we not change the model? You talk about political structure. For me, I think since we have representative in Abuja, House of Reps, we don't need the House of Senate. We don't need the Senate. We cannot combine some of those. Even the State House of Assembly, we don't need because we have a local government chairman with his local government council. So we don't need it. So by the time we break up some of these processes down and reduce some of the input, the money we are putting, 300 and something billion was put in a particular process and we ended up in shambles. We've not been able to get results. Why can't we reduce this type of level? Some people have done the Senate as a permanent house of abode. We can't continue like that. See what Macky Sall did in Senegal. He made it 7 years when he came in. And now Senegal is running like that. If you go to Dakar, 7 years, off they are going. They are not coming back again.
We have to revisit.
You need
We have to revisit,
a lot of
yes, the
processes.
system
It's not
is
helping
possible.
us. It's expensive
Yes,
and we are not
possible.
and we are losing men, resources. We are losing men. We are losing a lot of people. We are losing talented people. our capital flight is going away. Our professionals, very soon we will not have professionals in Nigeria because most of them are looking for is it Japa? Yeah, there's a
Japa syndrome.
Do you know
so
why?
This is what is
that's
happening to
happening.
us.
You explained something much earlier.
Yes.
A creative mind, a great talent, once he finds that area he occupies is a wasted vast land, he will gravitate to where he can use that talent and that creative brain to do a lot more. Our systems need to work.
Our system, if we don't make our systems work,
must work.
very soon technology will take over and make us redundant. We don't have a cameraman in this studio as we speak, and we have a camera. And that's what's going to happen. You know, if we don't make impact, we will soon be pushed out and think. You know, there won't be a void.
That is it.
There won't be a void. Something will take over.
Yes.
Something must give.
Yeah. That is why we need to restructure our thinking. We need to restructure our democracy. Must we do the same the Americans are doing? We have two different orientations. We cannot go pari passu with them. We have to do an adaptive democracy to suit our own peculiarities.
Yes, exactly.
The way we are.
Exactly.
Because this process is too expensive. That is why you see people using, in my village, they use machete and cooling themselves because of election. We don't need such things.
I agree with you. I agree with you completely. This is a peculiar environment, and we
kill ourselves, we blame ourselves because we want to get there.
Just because we want to get there.
That means the chair and the seat is quite enticing.
It's enticing.
So
if you are doing it a part-time job, if you want to meet, you go and meet. Every person has his own way. It's so disheartening. It's only in Nigeria. What do you say? I'm a politician. Is that a profession?
It's unfortunate. But
it's so sad.
You see, I wish we could say that.
Yeah,
we could give
so
that
sad.
response with so much pride. When you say I'm a politician, people will look up to you and say, oh, these are our leaders. These are the examples we must follow. That's the way it should be. Unfortunately, that's not what it is. I hope we will get there. A change, they say, is always refreshing. But a lot of people resist change. Nigeria is resisting change because, I mean, if we had accepted and embraced change, we won't be having all these little complaints. Today is election day. We hoped for the best. We were full of hope. And look at what we're hearing today. It's unfortunate, but I always will say, I'll keep my fingers crossed that someday, sometime, if we talk now, we're talking for the future, and we're hoping that the future will be great for generations yet unborn. And as they come in, they will bring, they'll bring an air of relief and an air of hope into the system. Perhaps we would be gone by that time, but I know that someday I am hopeful that it will happen. I'd like to thank my guests. Oh my God, you have been wonderful, awesome. Since morning you've been here talking. Thank you for being part of this. We'll take a break right now, and then Election Matters on MITV will continue. Please stay tuned.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Balm Gilead, Gilead, I know. If you connect to the one true source of life, you shall live forever. Blood and tears don't wash away the peace from the land. Pain and death has now become the order of the day. All we need is one love, one love. You and I need one love. You plant and I water. Let me brothers and sisters. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, oh, let me wow. Turn around, turn around. Oh yeah, every memo come down. Take preeminence to your own town. Power mass is shake, power mass is run down. Let there be peace to robot in your calm down, calm down. Hey, come on a day, let there be light on. Come on a day, let night shine on. Come on a day, economy step up. Come on a day, what did they take over? Monova, monade, oh monova. From all the locals where they shop in Niger, Baba gonna heal. From all the canker ones we won't conquer Niger, Niger. Baba Georgia, Georgia, Jakari Waja, Dano.
Let us find a way. Give us peace and joy with love and unity. Forever we shall stand. I have a dream. Our children will be free. Free to rise, free to fly, free to love and below. No more terrorism, no tribalism, no to the killings. Baba God, hear our prayer, oh, we're calling on you. Heal our land, heal our heart, heal our homes. Let your power flow in Niger, power flow.
Lord, I cry unto thee, make haste unto me, give ear to my voice when I cry. Lord, I cry, give ear to my voice when I cry.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
what a nation tearing apart. The sounds of war everywhere. The youngest are crying, no protections. Just molestation leads to frustration. But only you, God, can help our land. Help us, Jesus. Help us. Calling you. Calling you. Calling you. The nation is calling you. We are calling you. Calling you.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice. Use your voice. Talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Wow, welcome back to Election Matters. Robin Emmanuel is here again. You know me as real. Even though I'm not alone in the studio, I won't let Dr. Morgan go anywhere. We'll be here till we exhaust our energy. We have been here since morning. I really want to say kudos and thank you to him, for taking his time out and explaining so many things on television station from morning till now afternoon. And I'm not just here alone. I'm here with, it seems that I'm in the middle of sports, but it's not a sports show. It is Election Matter, right? So I'm going to start from my left side, and that is Hedy.
Oh, good afternoon. It's good to be here.
That sounded very healthy. That sounded very healthy, yeah. How you doing, Hedy?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm going to take the conversation from here. You went outside. I think that is one thing about you. You believe in seeing is believing, and then you've done justice to that. You have gone out a couple of places here in Lagos and street of Lagos. Could you please confirm to us the atmosphere outside? Why you drove outside?
Yeah, it's interesting. Most especially, I see a lot of people trekking to different locations just for the purpose of voting in this particular election. Unlike what we saw during the presidential election. And then also you cannot rule out apathy because, for example, a particular place in Oregon High School, precisely during presidential election, the turnout was about 450 something people. But this time around, they recorded less than 200 people. So and we have been to Ojedu, we have been to.
And the turnout are still low compared to the last election.
But in Ojedu, where the House of Rep member representing Ikeja with our constituency, Honorable James Faleke also spoke to us, and the turnout is still how he used to be, maybe because he lived in that neighborhood. And but every other places that we went to, yes, and there's a massive turnout.
Okay, massive turnout.
Yes, apart from that of Oregon High School. That high school has 4 polling units. 071, 043, 045, and thereabout. But it's quite sad that people did not turn out compared to what we witnessed during the presidential election in that particular center.
Okay, so this particular place we are seeing on the screen For those that are listening to us on Star FM, if you are close to your TV station, you can put it on DSTV 255 so that you can see how you're displaying the. Where is this?
Where is this? Somewhere in the Kudira Tabiola, where in Oregon there was a little issue there. That particular boy was doing video, and the police then, woman there, raised an alarm, and then in swift reaction. There were officers from Alausa Police Division and we came in and they were able to restore normalcy, and then you can see and here recorded the huge crowd, and then the issue started with them. People who did not want to stay in line and they were complaining about numbers and all that, but because of the number of people who turned out, I think they were taking numbers. Some were not ready to take numbers, they just want to go in and queue and vote. So there was an issue. And before then, because another thing is kudos to security agencies, because they have been very peaceful. You see them sitting down and people are conducting themselves, apart from this particular place that we witnessed right there in Oregon.
All right, thank you so much, Eddie, for that LD explanation. That was beautiful, and of course, kudos to you for going outside there to give us. Oh, this is Honorable James Fale. Okay, let's hear from him, my producer. Can please put that to.
Found out, I mean, the way INEC came as far on time. The materials on time, and in terms of logistics arrangement, let me just close it. It's far better, and we expect victory at the end of the day.
What is your assessment of the beavers?
Very smooth. I voted in less than one minute. The accreditation of voting, everything was in less than 1 minute. Very fast.
So what is your message to Nigerians?
My message to Nigerians is to go out. I mean, those who are listening to us now, is to go out and vote, and ensure that they maintain peace and order. And at the end of the day, they wait and let the results be announced.
What about what your suggestion in terms of security officials?
Well, for what I have seen here, because it's a peaceful environment, so we have no challenge of security. But the policemen are there, the other paramilitary are there. I think everything is okay. Thank you very much.
Observation, simply put, is that so far so good. The election has been peaceful. The spirit of the people is high, and I can see that because we are getting nearer to the people, so people are more interested now in who represents them at the assembly level, and because the election involves Mr. Governor, our own Celebo, who has performed exceedingly well. People are showing more interest in ensuring this man returns elected as the governor of Lagos State. However, people generally have conducted themselves peacefully, rancor-free, with the exception of just one point where I'm coming from now, that my attention was drawn to the fact that some hoodlums bombarded the place with, not pebbles this time around, stones, and stoned the people there, and I mean, scared people away from there. But as the chief security officer of the local government, what I did immediately was to get to the point, seen for myself, then deploy security operative vis-a-vis DSS as well as the Nigerian police. And I can confirm to you that security-wise, they've done exceedingly well as well. The sharp and swift intervention or response.
Here you can see everywhere is calm. Those who are eligible to vote, who have PVC, are going through the beavers procedure to cast their vote for the man of their choice. And you can see INEC displaying everything there peacefully, no rancor, no fight. Everything is going on normally, and we are proud of them. These INEC people, they are working according to instruction, going through the beavers before, and then you fingerprint, and then you go and vote. I have voted for the right man. Tremendous improvement, because we are used to the beaver system now. INEC made it easy for us. And so the turnout again today means that people are now having the belief in their activities. So, like I've said to you, I voted for the right man. There's no going saying. You just wait. Around 2, 3, 4, you hear the news that we have won because people are conscious of the development of Lagos. Rapid development, which foundation was laid by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1999. And up to now, you have Babatunde Raji Fashola taking over, you have Ambode taking over, and now Sanwo-Olu 4 years. Tremendous. That's why you are looking well. Look at yourself.
Sanwo-Olu is not only doing for Ndibo in Ikeja. Ndibo have Ohanaeze Ndibo, Lagos State. When Sanwo-Olu came in, we crowned him as Ezenyi Ndibo in National Stadium. Ndibo did that. We in Ndeze gave him that crown. And since that chieftaincy title that was given to him, he has become really our brother and our friend. He has been supporting every Igbo interest. During the COVID-19, I cannot tell you what he provided for Ndibo to make sure that we didn't run into trouble. And Ohanaeze Ndibo, Lagos State, have been a beneficiary of Governor Sanwo-Olu's largesse. That thing that is given to Ohanaeze Ndibo, Lagos State, will trickle down to Ikeja and all nooks and crannies of Lagos State. So we know him as our brother, as our friend, our father. Anything that concerns Igbo, he treats it with speed. So it's not only Ikeja, it's the whole Lagos State. So we understand that. No Igbo man that will tell you that this is what Sanwo-Olu have done wrong to him. Nobody.
Finally, last election, they were highly castigated and
All right, welcome back. It is election matter. I must give kudos to Eddie, for doing a wonderful job for MITV. You can, if you check his cloth and you check the person holding the MITV mic, you can attest to it now that okay, this is the man behind the camera. There are a lot of things. You see, when it comes to journalism, a lot of time we take risk, but then it's not about taking the risk. It's about the passion we have for it. So I would come to Morgan now. When Eddie was giving us some reports, he made a report about a place in Oregon where the last presidential election, they recorded about 400 and something, and now this time they are recording about 200 and something, and that makes
less than 200.
Less than 200. That is not encouraging. That's certain. And quickly, just lead me to talking about voter apathy. Political science have analyzed it and made people understand it when politics don't interest people at that moment. And we've been talking about what could be the cause of coming out 2-3 weeks ago in March and coming less this time. Is it that we place more value on presidential election and gubernatorial election? Is it that the interest is it possible I'm interested in federal and less interest in the state? Because I think the state should have more interested people because you live here.
That's close to the grassroots.
Because they're close to the grassroots. What do you think?
Like Eddie have really made a roundup update, and he was able to tell us. Coming back to your question, we are talking about the defined voters apathy, that I will define it the way I understand it. And he mentioned the acceptability, and the turning point was having the interview of the party agent and all accepting that it was peaceful. But the question I wanted to ask about the issue that in the morning we've been talking and we had receiving call from the that a political party were influencing other people not to vote for that party of their choice, for the party of what they want, in the word non-indigenous. So we have received those type of reports since morning, live coverage. We have in some areas, and now they are pattern. So going back to the voter apathy, which we define, people are not interested in voting. because majority of them will have had their bubble busted within the last 2 weeks to the election. So they try to lose a sort of confidence, not believing in the system. But all said and done, it's an election. There must be a good result. There must be an acceptable result. But the question is that 200, 400, less than 400, what is the percentage? 100% plus. Is it not so?
Of course.
That gives you a negative variant. If you want to talk about what all the issue are being. So that goes back to the issue of communication. That means this communication was not very effective from the responsible agency that were supposed to do that and encourage. And even the period of the hiatus period, right, the break period, didn't enable people, the INEC and the other people to reorganize themselves, will not be done. So now this apart, is it due to the intimidation? That is the question we keep on finding. Is it due to harassment, or is it due to the third grade level where somebody was slapped in one of these person called on live here, and we heard it? So all those associated factors will have been some of the reasons why we have that type of pattern. And some of them believe that with what happened in court, like the status quo of the previous election, there was no point of them participating. That is where the positive definition of what you said comes in, because I want to vote, but I'm not allowed to vote. So when you put the two definition that you pursue, you'll be able to now understand that it takes you what is the decisive nature that will make you to go and participate in a process that you feel that you're not going to do.
Okay, thank you, Morgan. LD, we have a collation videos of party agents in some part of Lagos State that attest to it. That of course there have been election has been peaceful and in their own areas. There's a party agent that agree to it. I'm coming before I get to that. Heavy, I want to ask, you would agree with Dr. Morgan of his reason for voter apathy? You have gone out, you have moved around. Did you see anything or such that would have affected, the voters not to have come out? Any form of threat, violence outside? Because you were actually outside of the field.
Yeah, I've not really noticed violence or intimidations of such. But I think a lot of things might have prompted that. For example, all Nigerians are waxing in the poverty. This cash crunch also affected some people. And also still looking forward that in our democracy experiment, I will get to a point where you can sit at the comfort of your home or your office and vote without going to a polling unit, because some persons are relocated from where they were when they registered to another locations. And of course, and going back, they find it very difficult, and some people even transfer their polling unit. So that also contributed largely to the voting apathy that we witnessed in some areas. I know, but be that as it may, and I know that a lot of Nigerians had already gone out to vote, but then you cannot also compare the presidential election, to understand, and that of gubernatorial governorship. Because right there, because in Nigeria, people believe that everything is at the center, whereas we're supposed to, of course, count those from the councillor to the local government chairman, to the governor, hold them accountable, because they are closer to the grassroots.
Yes.
That's where it should start from. But we also lay more emphasis, of course, on the center about that presidential election. And we're also giving the kind of personality that were involved in the presidential election. So you cannot take that away also. That also contributed immensely. But as it is, you understand, overall, I think the conduct and the turnout is massive in our opinion.
Eddie, thank you very much. You were outside, and quickly I want to come to another question to you. I apologize for bombarding you with questions. Of course, I always like to learn from the elders. Yeah. Okay, coming back to Eddie this afternoon. Eddie, you were outside, and African culture, we are used to vote buying, vote this, and sentiment and exchange. It's like whenever we go to the polling unit, we are going to do trade by barter. And you've gone outside. I would like to ask you, Eddie, what is your view about that. Did you even see anything of sort? Vote buying. The last presidential election, we had some political party came to the polling unit with transfer agents, money transfer agents, because they could not give cash. There was cash scarcity. There is still cash scarcity. However, we now have the old notes as legal tender till 31st of December 2023. But outside that you went to and you were back to the studio or MITV, what did you see outside concerning?
I think there's nothing like that, and I must personally commend the security agents, because you go to some places, you see police, they are sitting down because people are conducting themselves in orderly manner, and there's nothing like intimidation, there's nothing like vote buying. People just came in the queue, when it is your turn, you just go out and vote. And some decided to stay after voting to see to the end that, of course, maybe when the accounts, the counting is done and the results being declared. So there's nothing like vote buying. For all the places that I visited or that we covered so far since morning, there's nothing of such. So it's very, very interesting. But maybe our producer should just show that the interview we had with the polling unit agents of Labour Party, PDP, and that of APC.
Okay, among the political parties that are actually contesting for the seat of the governor of Lagos State, right, and honorables in State House of Assembly, we had to interview a couple of parties. The third parties, we have the Labour Party, we have the People's Democratic Party, and the All Progressives Congress. There was an interview conducted by Eddie sitting right by my side in the studio. So we should listen to what they said about the ongoing election. We'll be right back.
On Oregon Road for governorship and House of Assembly election in Lagos State. All the places that we have been to, they have been very, very peaceful, except this particular polling unit right here in Oregon, where there was a lot of issue in terms of numbering, and some guys were taking videos and all that. And before you know it, police in Alausa arrived, and they were able to bring the situation under control. And now the matter is being sorted out, and officers of Nigerian police, they are on ground to ensure that there's no ugly situation arising from this incident. We hope that in no time voting would continue in this particular polling unit in Oregon. And so far it's also the only polling unit that we have observed so far in this area with the highest number of voters. But there has been issue, and that's why they have not been able to vote before now. But we believe that in no distant time, everything will be under control so that voting can commence. Eddie Achibon reporting for MITV.
I'm speaking on this on Oregon High School polling unit 033, 034, 071, 070. It has been a very calm and peaceful election so far.
Sir, what can you say about the Beavers machine?
The Beavers machine has been working perfectly. Everything went on successfully.
So what advice would you be giving to INEC for subsequent elections?
We advise them to keep on to what we recorded today, because everything went on successfully.
So lastly, sir, who do you think will carry the day? Who do you think will carry the day?
Anyway, APC, I can tell you that APC last election did not come out. But now they came with large people. APC will carry the day at the end of the day by the God grace.
Your name once again?
Tunde Opani is my name. Former Professor for Works and Infrastructure Oregon SCD, and LGA, Vice Chairman LGA Onigbogbo SCD.
Yeah, I've been an agent of APC since 2019. Do you understand? So today is a very peaceful day, and people are happy coming out and vote, because we preach that election is not war. We shouldn't fight or quarrel or whatever. So today it's like they have understood what we are preaching, that everybody should come out, cast your vote. Is your franchise. Then you go to your house no violence, no fight. And I thank God today in this Oregu, I've never recorded any violence. That's why I'm happy.
Yeah, my name is Abdullah Mohammed. Yeah, I'm a PDP agent.
Do you have anything contrary to what they are saying regarding the election?
No, everything really went peacefully. The election was peaceful. But since all these years, this year is one of the best elections I've seen so far. So everything went very peaceful. As you can see, everywhere is calm.
I believe that when the result is corrected, it doesn't go in your own favor. Okay, still saying what you are saying.
Yes, I would say it because I can see everything really went fine. So there's nothing like violent, and it's peaceful, and whatever comes, there must surely be a winner.
Yes.
My name is Ayebusi Samuel, APC agent, Oregon High School. As my people have been saying, so the today election is very, very okay. No argument, everything go smoothly. And we,
My name is Gladys Ijoma Diogo. So I'm representing LP, polling unit at 034. So that is why I'm here.
Hello? Are you satisfied with the conduct?
Exactly, sir. What they did today, I'm so happy. More than last one. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, the turnout today is rather poor, compared to the presidential elections. The last time, 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when we were here, this whole place was filled up. We had about, this is just about 1/4 of the number of people that were here last week. I don't consider this very good. This is not a very good turnout, except people are still coming after this.
All right, we have been waiting to come back. Those interviews you saw were interviews between the All Progressives Congress, the Labour Party, and the People's Democratic Party. And you all heard what to say, and you heard the explanation. And of course, the interviewer is had to brought in and say, okay, come and see that. Let's have this conversation together. We have another interview, but before then, I'd like to talk with Mona at this time. This time around, I want to talk about security, and I don't want to restrict it to Lagos alone. I want to generalize it because while we're on TV in the morning, we got a call from Niger State. This is to say the whole of the country is looking at us, if not the whole of the continent. Because as long as you have the DSTV cable, you can always get connected to MITV. So now let's talk about security. The people said we don't want guns from Nigerian police. And Nigerian police were deployed to their polling units, harmless. Nothing to scare them for. But one thing I know the police of, two things I know them of. When they're on the uniform, they are like Lord. They are bigger than you. So if you now want them to be gods, you give them gun. When they're on uniform, they are lords. When they are on gun, when they are with guns, they are gods. But now, they are godless. They don't have gun on them. How do you think it will be easy for them to, because I know they were trying to shoot up. There's a particular video I've been seeing somewhere at Okota where I think the military have come to intervene. Some people are down, there's chaos, violence in some places. Not just in Lagos, because people are really focusing Lagos, Eddie. You need to see what is happening at Ihiala local government area in
Anambra.
In Anambra. You need to see what is happening in Enugu. You need to see what is happening. I've not really heard so much violence from the north. And I know they're also conducting elections. I've not really heard so much violence from places like Oyo State, places like Osun State, because they are not conducting gubernatorial, but honorables they are conducting legislative. So let's come to security. Was it not planned?
Yes, I think prior to the election, we were made to understand that the security apparatus with agencies, we have more than 400,000 men on the ground from the police and other security agencies. And we want to have an area surveillance patrol from vehicles for the given location. The education and the distribution of the security, like we actually said, there's a little security man can be the first security for yourself to save yourself first before you try to save another person. So what we talk about the uniform, yes, I agree. Once you're in the uniform, even the devil becomes afraid of that uniform. So when you give the gun, that means you can tell you that the master Satan himself will run away. But the question here we see that we say we don't want guns on the polling booth because not to scare the electorate and to avoid some of these incidental bullet or incidental discharge and quote and all. But at the bottom of the question you and I are going to ask about in this assessment, has it been able to be helpful? That is what we have to know. I think that is left for the security chiefs and the field commanders to understand. We saw a lot of them because in some videos like you and I said, I think the policeman or the civil defense or whatever, he sees a violent crowd at the rest. There's a limit, there's little or nothing he can use his bare hand to do. You know the psychology of a gun. The psychology of a gun tells you that the man who's holding a gun, your life depends on it. You become very careful. You become very careful not to approach when you approach. Then another issue is that the guns and the arms handling is a different protocol. What is the different training people have received in terms of guns and arms handling? Then at the question you use that, what is the ammo we are using? The ammunition for election, is it blank ammo or is it just the normal one that can kill and quench? So these are some of these processes we have to understand. So the security men being deployed, they're just like any other observer, was to work on the psychology of the fears of the people. So you and I understand that some Nigerians are very hardened. Oh, it's not armed, because they know that this man is just wearing a uniform. But the uniform they do not respect. So this is where we are talking about making our institutions stronger. Once the institution is stronger, you cannot say an American police or maybe if it's not armed. You approach, even in Kotoli, he blows a whistle and you stop. But it's not the same thing in Nigeria. Because we need to rework on our own institutions.
So there's a whistle approach.
Yes, a whistle approach. So this is how it happened. But seeing those security men deployed at the veteran polling booth, some of them are there to just prevent, to tell you, to give you another confidence. Yes, there is security, so I can go and cast my vote. But the question is the implementation and the field operation.
Okay, we are always having problem of implementation in Nigeria, managerial problem in Nigeria. But Morgan, let's come to this. Let's come to interest in jobs, interest as a journalist, interest as a police officer. There is always something that motivates you in your job. And you would agree with me that money can be like the number one thing that motivates a lot of people in their jobs. I know sometimes you do it because you have passion for it, but it's something you have passion for it and you are not making money can be a problem to you. Now let's talk about the last presidential general elections where some police officers came out to say, oh, we have not been paid our allowance for presidential election, to the extent that the NYSC corps members were complaining in places like Enugu and some other places that they've not paid us. I don't know what idea, I don't know what plan INEC has on that. So I want to actually talk about police officers now. Do you think a lot of them, after some people complain about not being paid in the last presidential election, do you think they'll bring the same energy, zero, in gubernatorial election conducting today?
Let me take you one at a time. We're talking about money being paid. Prior to the election, there was training conducted for all the police officers in this country. And they were saying that they will be doing election incentive. Those are already projected. But now you go back to the implementation of such processes. That becomes left with their various command and those who are in charge of the operation. Then the primary duty of a policeman is to protect life and property. So if you are, say you are not being paid, so the motivation comes in. Is it coming from the money or from the service? The question here is that because some of them are living with the antecedents of the previous people, the previous areas, whereby some of them have put their lifeline on the line, so they have preferred that they are not gotten. But the police command came out to say, no, we have been able to settle some of these lacuna in order, so our men can still be on the field to operate. So in that type of situation, we cannot say it was the money that is a master motivator. This I have to get the master motivator and what is what that the be some motivation for you to do so. So you have to protect life and property. But in the course of protecting life and property, these guys are human beings and you and I. The man that is not armed does not have any other thing to protect himself and to protect the other one.
So how do you want to protect life and property?
That lies. Let me tell you one clear thing is that the Nigerian police and the security, when they are Nigerian or when they're in international operation, peacekeeping operation, they turn out to be the best you can think about in this world. I've been opportune to, in Ghana, in the course of working for the UN, I've been able to do some PK operation, that peacekeeping operations. They become the best because they are motivated to work very well. So if you talk about zeal and the capacity, the Nigerian police have it.
Nigeria are resilient, like Tony always said.
They have it. They have it. But the issue there is that when you translate it back home, what is the issue? Because whatever is due for Barnabas is not given to Barnabas, it's given to Paul. So that within that process of going to pay you thereafter, what happened in between the chain, something will go on. If you talk of men, we have great men in all the sister services. We have great men, even in the military. But now, why is it that we are not getting it right? That is the question we are having.
Even institutional dropped in rank.
Yes, it is institutional issue. The institutional issue is the R2 you mentioned in the morning. The resource and the people there. What happened to those ones? I'm talking about. Now you saw the picture in here. You don't expect the man who is coming to burn a place because he's wearing uniform. Uniform does not protect you. It's just a symbol to show where you have an authority.
Of course, yes.
So there's a minimal effort you can do where you cannot apply your maximum force. This is where you apply the minimum. So apply the minimum force you are trying to protect a situation will not be enough. This is where we are. I keep on putting my composite blame on the INEC because they are not being able to do a lot of intelligence and surveillance to the various locations they want to deploy this guy to go and work.
All right. Thank you very much, Morgan. This, I would have really loved to come to Eddie to hear his opinion about motivation, money, and how courageous the police are. But coming from Eddie's point of view and report about what he saw outside, he can confirm to you both on the interview, on the field, and of course in the studio that everything is in a very good atmosphere. The atmosphere is fine according to the places he covered. We cannot generalize it right now. Trust me, we are not God, so we can't say everything that is happening, even though we'd like to get feedbacks. And of course, people at the diaspora watching us from outside Nigeria, in Ghana, in Togo, South Africa, you can also, contribute. However, I still want to talk about the people at the diaspora that really want to vote, but of course, it seems we have not grown technologically to that particular side of electoral transmission. Meanwhile, we have an interview from the former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, that is Right Honorable Kuforiji. If my producer happy, yes, we can go with that now. So when we come back, we should be able to get more response from the electorate outside and know what is really happening in their place. So if you're tuned to Star FM 101.5, you can hear me when we come back from this short interview. That we would call out numbers that you can call and give us update what the atmosphere is like outside there. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green, can't you see? I can see all the harvest is ready, 'cause he told me so. It's green and it's all mine. As the clouds go gray, the thunder roars and the earth sings. The season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make way for the pouring of my blessings. I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance in the rain. It's for my seed to grow, for every prayer and every seed I've sown. The Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping back 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green, can't you see? The harvest is ready, 'cause the Lord of the harvest told me so. It's green for me. It's green for me.
Thank God for everything. I think it's going on smoothly, and at least around us here, we're happy for the turnout and the pattern going so far.
Okay, so
I've been to about 4 places around here, and the turnout is impressive. In fact, in my own polling booth, I voted after 10 a.m. and I could see that the 2 ballot boxes were already full. And the other places that I visited too, I saw that the ballot boxes are near full, and people were still there ready to vote. Many by 11 a.m. everything was in order. My general assessment is that everything is going well. It's a lot of improvement over the last one 3 weeks ago, and I think people felt encouraged to come out this time for whatever reasons. We had more people out early today than we had 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so what are your expectations from today's night?
To be honest with you, politics aside, I'm also a statistician, and from what I have observed, I think later this evening, tomorrow, we as members of the great party, the APC, we should be able to rejoice and rejoice.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Oh, wow. That was, you know, when that interview was going on, yeah, Eddie said something. I will not say it. I'm not going to say it. Eddie said something, but I'm not going to say it. And I'm sure this time around, idea is confidence to say it too on the national TV. Because the truth is, whenever we go on break, we always have behind the camera discussion. Tony is in the studio already, so we'll just take a couple of calls, from our viewers, and then we know what the atmosphere is like outside. The number to call if you're listening on radio or you can see me on your TV screen, the number to call is 081-3950-5261. My producer can put the number on the screen. It is still election matches, and we are here till evening. 081-3950-5261. Could you please give the general populace update of what is going on in your area? We've heard complaints in places like Isolo, Agor Palace, Ibejuleki. Somebody said there's a particular primary school at Ibejuleki. You mentioned the name, apologies, I forgot, but it's a public school. It says there are some particular talks that won't let you vote if you are not voting for a particular party. This person said he had to turn back because he could not, struggle with them, knowing for the fact that policemen are not with their guns, at those places there. If they were to be with their gun, maybe, like you said, people have the mentality that
would see something.
Yes, they cannot do anything, they can do something, but it's a pity, but it's not the way it used to be. We requested for it without knowing the implications. It would be like this. However, we were scared because people feel some political parties will want to take advantage of both military and the Nigerian police force. So you have the number on the screen. We'll be having or taking your calls between now and the next 10 minutes. 081-3950-5261. How is it like at your place? When we're having conversation in the morning, it crosses our mind that, we've been in the studio and then we could not vote because we are in the studio. But trust me, every human being, either you voted or otherwise, you have a preferred candidate. Professionally, we cannot mention what a preferred candidate is, but I've always told people, there was a conversation after the presidential election when I said some people believing to be Islam or Christianity said we told God to perfect everything that needs to be perfected. God take control. God put your own choice there. And after God, maybe God's choice, I don't know, but there was somebody who won the election. I said, God, not be the choice. Why I tell you be this? I'm just kidding. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, your name, where are you calling from, please?
My name is Faisal Jiri. I'm calling from K2.
You're calling from K2. So are you seeing us on the TV screen or you're hearing from radio?
No, I've seen it from the TV screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Could you please give us the update about election matters?
The situation report in my environment is very clear and everything is going on smoothly without any hindrance.
Thank God.
Yeah, but what we should have, I saw some pocket of, disturbances and talks, fighting, party agents and all that. If you go to, what is it called? Because somebody just sent me a clip down, where he said all the party agents have been, discarded. They were beating them at Atijibo.
All the party agents?
Yeah, no, Labour Party agents particularly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying all. Labour Party agents.
Okay.
They are really dealing with them at somewhere in Atijibo. The guy just sent this picture to me now, where they drove them, they didn't allow them to vote. Why did they allow police to go to the polling unit without harming them? These people are really, these thugs are taking the advantage of harmless police to deal with people at the polling unit. They knew most of the policemen were not carrying guns, because if they have seen them with guns, I don't think they would have done all these things they are doing. How do we get it right in this country with this type of situation? It's highly deplorable.
Can we quickly talk? Sorry to cut you short here, but I still want you to be on the line. The Nigerians ourselves said we don't want police to come to the polling units with guns. So are we putting the blame on INEC again, or we are putting the blames on ourselves?
Hello, sir. If you look at the situation, these talks take advantage of harmless policemen. Because how will you see a policeman sitting and carrying out this, this is a terrible action? It's damn too bad. The first thing they do is that to come and survey the area and say that there are no policemen with guns. And they will now come back. They will now go and mobilize. Then how do we get it right?
How do we get it right? Thank you for calling on the show this afternoon. Oh, God bless you. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name, where you calling from, please?
My name is Princess. I'm calling from Glover.
Princess from Glover. Where is that? Ikoyi?
No, Ebute Meta.
Ebute Meta. All right, thank you. Yes, can you give us situation report, Princess?
Okay, I went to my polling unit and I was seriously beaten by thugs.
You were seriously beaten?
Yes.
The fact that you act seriously now is giving me concern.
Because my legs are swollen. We refused to vote and then they had to use cane to...
They flog you people?
Yes, me and my sister.
Can you do a video of you and your sister and send to this number on WhatsApp?
Yes, I have the marks on my body ball and then a voice note because we have to record them and what they were saying and all of that.
Okay, you can send it to the WhatsApp number, this same number on WhatsApp. Let's have it done.
Okay.
Sorry about the beating and the swelling.
It's sad. We have been receiving some of these calls since morning. The lady said somebody was slapped before her, and this lady was beaten. And there are other
cases we've not even heard of.
Yeah, we've never heard of. And it's very, very unfortunate that the element of thuggery and intimidation are taken an unprecedented level. It's very unfortunate.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, you could please call us back on the show. The number is displayed on the screen, and for those that are connected to radio, number to call is 08139505261. It's Election Matter. I have Eddie and Morgan in the studio with me this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Your name is what? Could you reduce the volume on your TV or radio set, please?
Okay. Can you hear now?
Okay, I can hear you now. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling
We are still having issue with your sound. Is it you either stay away from your TV set or radio set or reduce it?
Okay.
How is Ikorodu? Which area in Ikorodu are you calling from?
We are from Agri.
From Agri?
Yeah, just from what I noticed today is that I can see all the APC guys and all like distributing money, 1,000 naira, taking all the they were paying people, they were low posts. They are like putting them all around that they should not vote.
And you saw them distributing money.
Can
you confirm the polling unit?
Yeah, so I can confirm. But the main problem I have is that they were like saying not everybody should video or like something. Anybody videoing that like collecting all their phones or picking them something like that.
All right, thank you for calling. Thank you for that update this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. You want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something. It is so regressive and it is so appalling at this point in time that the level of intimidation has taken a wide percentage whereby people are now encountering their own experiences that they had.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Mr. Ike, calling from Magodo.
Ike from Magodo, phase 1, phase 2.
Phase 2. I've been listening to it before. I want to ask, you said, no, the Commissioner of Police in Lagos, what is he doing about all this? disturbance in Lagos of the polling units. What is the Commissioner of Police doing now?
Oh, okay. Well, we have not been able to get through to the Commissioner of Police, but if you have been watching the program from the beginning where we started, we displayed a video where the Commissioner of Police was addressing and giving every police officer's instruction. But like you have said, you are very sure the police commissioner must have heard so much about what is going on outside, and he should be doing something about it by now, because at least he's the Commissioner of Police, and we are expecting so much from him.
They have field commanders, field officers who are gathering the various sectors. And once they get the various sectors, they will not direct and see what to be done.
It's very sad and unfortunate.
Very sad and very unfortunate.
Thank you.
We can't continue go like this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's quite unfortunate because Nigeria have to know that in every context they are not being winner. And then you give everyone a level playing field.
Yes. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name, where are you calling from?
This is Chuks from Abulegba.
Chuks from Abulegba. Chuks, what's the situation report in Abulegba?
My brother, it's very terrible.
Which part of Abulegba?
Which part of Abulegba is terrible right now?
Although there is no much fashion, the only problem we have there is in our polling unit 0028. There is no any single in terms of police or any enforcement there. Understand? Some group of boys come and start saying openly, no hiding of anything. If you know you are not voting for APC, if you know you are an Igbo or so, you should go. Go to your place and go and vote.
Chuks, have you voted?
Yes, I try, I challenge them. Because we are the kind of way about 2 or 3, do you understand? We challenge them, that is why we vote. When I want to vote, for me to print, all of them come to stand with me to see what I talk.
Oh God.
Understand?
Oh God.
So I have to fight them and tell them to give away so that I know who I will vote. So that is the problem. I don't know where they said there is security everywhere. There is no single security in my community, both in terms of the presidency, both in terms of this governor and this thing. No single security.
All right, thank you very much, Chief, for calling on the show this afternoon. Let's take this call before we go on a short break, and of course you have Tone coming back on set. Could you please reduce the volume on your TV or radio set, please?
I've done that.
Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Olayemi. I'm calling from K2.
Olayemi from K2. Let's have the situation report.
Can you check your WhatsApp? I forwarded that information you said you should forward to your WhatsApp via this number. Where there are some kind of pocket insults and assaults to people. Secondly, I think what government should do is that perhaps the subsequent election, if this one is not going to be cancelled, I believe that government should henceforth deploy policemen, security forces, even not police alone. Let them be armed, because any area where we consider, or any state that is considered to be volatile, that something of this nature will happen, then they should deploy armed forces there. I think this will checkmate all this hooliganism and the destruction or unwanted destruction of property. I guess a volatile area they recorded, perhaps subsequently they should deploy policemen or armed forces to those areas. I'm sure if these hooligans or whatever they are sees armed policemen, they won't be doing all this. I think they are encouraging. I believe I'm going to say that government is part of the people that are encouraging this type of issues to try. Honestly, they are the ones encouraging this type of issues to try.
All right, thank you for calling and thank you for this beautiful update. I'll just go straight to Morgan. What's the word you would advise the Commissioner of Police in Lagos and other states now to do with immediate alacrity?
Well, I think at this point in time, you need to do some reinforcement, have some more men, if at all there are men on the ground, to some of this area and start over some patrols. And so I think I'm sure that the PPRO of Lagos State is listening to it, because the way it is, the report is becoming out of hand, and they may lose a lot of tension. So there's need to have some field men now immediately being prepared as a patrol team to the various locations, just to stem that tension, to avoid any escalation of ethnic. Like somebody is telling you that they are asking you if you are non-Yoruba, non-Indigenous, go to your state to go and vote. That tension is building up. It's like a bubble, it's building up. Before it explodes, I think there's need for all the security agencies, not only the policemen, even all the security agencies involved in this election process, to redeploy more men from the office and make a patrol. There should be some patrol team and surveillance. They should be able to take it down.
All right. Eddie, what would you tell Commissioner of Police or maybe Inspector General of Police at large?
I think whatever we say to the police or to security agencies, first and foremost, they are all Nigerians. We should talk to ourselves, because I've been to a couple of polling units today where there's largely everything appears to be peaceful. You see policemen, they are sitting there, people coming there and cast their vote. Some decided to wait to see the end, and some decided to go without any issue. Because even if you allow a politician to use you, when these politicians get to office, they will never, of course, you can never have opportunity to see them again. So why are you now becoming a talk for whatsoever? Some end up losing their life, which they did not even bargain for.
I think there was one at Agua Palace that showed some trending on the social media. The guy just killed himself for Banza. The guy just the way it is.
So we need to talk to ourselves.
Okay. Before talking to ourselves, we need to stem that situation.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's building up. It's building up.
And when it comes to you're not this, you are not that.
So you have to be
and
more
it's not
proactive.
just Lagos, because at the point you were talking about focus being in Lagos.
Yes.
Lagos is a mini Nigeria, and a cosmopolitan city, and that's expected. And this thing is not only in Lagos.
It's not only in
all
Lagos,
over Nigeria.
all over Nigeria.
So I think Nigerians should know that in every contest they must be a winner.
Eddie, thank you very much for being on the show. Election Matters is a special event for this particular gubernatorial day and happening in 18th state of the 36th state of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And as well, other states are so having their own States House of Assemblies election today. Dr. Morgan Obona, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. And you've been with me, you've been with Tom, you've been with us since morning, and I want to say thank you very much for honoring Star FM and MITV and being on the show.
Thank you very much.
God
This is a
bless
show
you.
responsibility.
Thank you very much. Eddie, there is no place you are going. We are we are still together. Even though when I'll be coming back on set, I'll be coming with Tom, and then we'll try to compile videos, complaints we've seen, and see if my producer can put it outside there, so that if at all government officials or INEC officials are seeing, because I believe the NBC are not sleeping, they're monitoring both radio stations and TV stations to give, because right now, right this moment, all hands are on deck, working together, to achieve one goal together. But the goal now is becoming very difficult because of situations and violence reports we have been getting. So we'll go on a short break. When we get back, Tom will be on the show. It's still Election Matters. My name is Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. All right.